Good afternoon and good evening to our audience from all around the world to this edition of the Leadership Webinar Series, where we are speaking to eminent leaders across the travel and hospitality space. Views on the current crisis and how do they see the future unfold. This is your host, Apurv Chamaria, Chief Revenue Officer at RateGain, and joining me is an amazing personality, Mr. Gaurav Ajmera, who's the Chief Operating Officer, India and South Asia at OYO. We are delighted to host Gaurav for this fireside chat, which has seen more than 800 registrations. Gaurav is an alumnus of the prestigious IIT Delhi and has worked with Schlumberger before joining and growing rapidly through OYO. And his perspective is going to be very, very unique. So Gaurav, very, very warm welcome to you and thank you for joining us.
So firstly, Apurva, thank you for inviting me to this forum. Engaging.
So the first question, Gaurav, is, since its inception in 2013, if I'm correct, OYO Hotels and Homes has seen a phenomenal journey. So what are some of the major milestones you would see as you like to think about the journey as a leader in the company?
Yeah. So again, it doesn't seem like 7 years since OYO started, but OYO started in 2013 with a single hotel in Gurgaon. And in less than 7 years, we have now become one of the fastest growing hotel chains globally. OYO's mission has been very clear. It is to upgrade any form of real estate and thereby providing quality living spaces to all our consumers. We started with the budget affordable segment. And in the last 6-7 years, we have forayed into hotels, other than hotels, homes, co-living, weddings, now vacation rental, even workspaces. With the acquisition of Vegas property, we are now even in the luxury segment. Our international foray actually started much earlier. It started in 2016 with a little known expansion in Malaysia. But in the last 3 years, through organic and inorganic acquisitions, we are now currently present in across 80 countries and 800 cities. So it has truly been a very, very amazing journey. The company has evolved a lot during these last 7 years.
So Gaurav, you are such a young leader and much admired across the industry, and you've seen very rapid growth at OYO. What is your mantra for success, and what are the tips you want to share with young executives who are either working in startups or large companies? Is there any tip and success mantra which you would like to share, which we can all learn from?
Apurva, I think there are no tips and mantra as such. Have its own path. I was working with Schlumberger for close to 6 years. Most of that time, unfortunately, was in Saudi Arabia. I just felt that Schlumberger was not providing me enough opportunity to grow and innovate at a pace I wanted to. And that's when I joined OYO. Ritesh and the management has shown a lot of faith in me in providing me multiple opportunities to grow. I abide by a couple of key to call it. One is it is one of the tenets of OYO, which is mission greater than team, greater than me. So I feel that if you and your team is driving a common goal, then the success will come on its own. And I think the second thing is, especially in startups, companies which are still, carving out a path like, RateGain, right? There are a lot of unique problems which comes up. So once those unique problems comes up, it is important to, find a solution, experiment it, see if it works. If it works, then get into the operationality of it and see how to scale it 5x, 10x. If it doesn't work, then go back to the drawing board and again re-innovate. So I think those are the two things which mostly I look at, but I think everyone can have a very different path.
So, Gaurav, one of the elephant in the room questions, which everybody would love to hear from you about, is the market recovery. So, Ritesh has been known to say on some of the interviews and webinars that OYO has seen about a 50 to 60% drop in revenue since the crisis started. And now that markets are planning to open up, what is your take on your portfolio, which is India and South Asia, on both short and long-term recovery? And the follow-on question to that is, which segments do you think will pick up faster than others?
This is something which everyone is struggling with to find the right answer. So let me just share my 2 cents here. I feel firstly OYO is best placed to recover faster post this pandemic. From an aspect that we have a diversified of class from hotels, our footprints are global. So what we are seeing now is that there are markets like Indonesia, China, US, vacation rental, which are actually ahead of the curve. They are, but then there are markets like India, Malaysia, which are just in the phase of opening up. And then there are, of course, markets like Latin, which are still in the phase where the COVID cases are currently growing and the markets are completely shut down. Right. So from that aspect, OYO is very diversified. I feel that from an industry perspective, different. I feel it is the recovery will be a function of a demand type and the asset type, right? And I'll give you an example how it goes, right? So in my view, there are 2 types of very very broad level asset demand type. One is a business demand, and one will be a leisure demand. From an asset type, we can again classify them into 2 or 3 segments, but budget to premium segment, mid economy to luxury, right? I feel that business will see a U-shape to a V-shape recovery, whereas leisure will see a prolonged U-shape or a swoosh kind of recovery, right? In this, and that's why the leisure, and we are seeing this trend, right? In China, we are seeing that the business cities like Shanghai, Guangzhou, Shenzhen are already showing close to 70% recovery from the pre-COVID numbers. And leisure cities which are close by to these business cities, like Zion, etc., they are also recovering faster compared to other leisure cities. And I think that is one of the key things which currently OYO is focusing on. And one of the key focus areas in terms of recovery, Apurva, is how do OYO keep pace with changing consumer behavior, right? And I think everyone will come back and say this, that so like I was saying, right, for the Apurva, the key focus for the company in terms of recovery is understanding changing consumer needs, right? In that, based on multiple consumer surveys which we have done, key things which has come out and which is very obvious is focus on cleanliness and hygiene, right? OYO has come up with a zero-touch SOP and a sanitized stay product where consumer can feel safe at our properties. And there are a lot of features of this zero-touch SOP, right from restriction of guests and staff at the entry and exit, to a completely COVID-friendly check-in process where there are sanitizers, where there are specific masks and gloves available, and so on. And then things which are very common, which are guidelines for room cleaning and services. So I think that is on first side. I think we need to give that confidence to the consumer about staying at any property. The second key thing is the flexibility, I think consumers in this uncertain times are looking at flexibility. So OYO has come up with flexible cancellation policy in India. We are now, instead of 24 hours before check-in, consumers can cancel even 3 hours before check-in. So 9 a.m. cancellation policy, the best in the industry, has been launched. Along with that, because of uncertain times, consumers have an ask or booking extension, right? So we have launched a completely seamless product of booking extension. So that's the second thing. The third thing which we again feel is affordable price and specifically payment options. Suppose what is happening is that with the global economy as well as Indian GDP also shrinking, right? It is important that OYO provides enough fintech products to our consumers. So we are coming up with products like EMI options, pay later, consumer insurance, to give them enough options and make transactions. So these are these three focus areas are one of the areas we are focusing to get a recovery back.
Sure. So Gaurav, do you see this working differently in India versus the other Southeast Asian countries which OYO is present in and which is a part of your portfolio? Or do you think, as per government mandate and OYO policies, the new products and features for health, safety, and hygiene are uniform across the region?
What we have done is the construct of the sanitized stay product is the same globally, right? But the intrinsic details are different, right? And they match the local government norms, right? So the SOPs, the SOP which is in India is not exactly what is in, let's say, Indonesia, right? It operates in a very different level to what India operates in terms of hospitality. So there are difference in the input parameters, but from a consumer trust perspective, right? The sanitized stay as a product stays globally.
Understood, Gaurav. So Gaurav, you launched a very interesting innovation, which is the vouchers, where a person gets most, I don't know, maybe 30-40% or even more value in return for, and they can gift it, they can use it. So how's been the demand for that so far?
Yeah. So I think Apurva, like you say that COVID has presented a lot of challenge to the overall industry, and OYOpreneurs have come out thinking of innovative products, right? And voucher is one of those where it provides complete flexibility to the consumer about any future transaction he wants to make at OYO's platform. It has been launched now almost last 3-4 weeks. Initial traction has been very good. But now in the last 2 weeks, the traction has increased further, and I do not want to divulge any numbers currently, because now there is a clarity about when the market is opening up. So we anticipate a lot of a lot of transaction has happened in the past, but people will utilize them now post 8th of the month.
Sure. So Gaurav, India and China are supposedly the biggest markets for OYO, and you have over 500,000 rooms in China and more than 270,000 rooms in India. So for our audience from India, 5 lakh rooms in China and more than 270,000 rooms in India, and 21,000 rooms in Indonesia. And many hotel chains, either similar to you or budget hotels and mid-size, are actually reducing the number of keys and reducing the number of hotels they operate. Do you expect your room and hotel count to increase, stay same, or decrease? So are you seeing an opportunity here?
Yeah. So Apurva, I think this is a very interesting question, right? So I think all the 3 markets, right? Firstly, let me share. I feel that these 3 markets, along with the US globally, they are very much dependent on their internal demand, right? And I will even add Malaysia into that. So these markets, I feel that will rebound faster compared to markets like Thailand, GCC, right, which are very much dependent on international tourism. What has happened, Apurva, is that these markets have not just seen a demand shrinkage in the COVID world, they have also seen a supply shrinkage where hotel owners have closed down their properties during the COVID times. We are now seeing those properties opening up. In the longer term, in the next 6 to 9 months, I feel that probably by September we should get back all the supply which we had in the pre-COVID world, and then post that we will look at adding more supply. Right. Even in the COVID world, through our remote onboarding platform, we have been able to onboard a significant amount of supply globally. And Apurva, I feel that this presents a good opportunity for me because of its diverse distribution network, where the partners who associate with Oyo, they can see a faster recovery compared to being a standalone.
So, Gaurav, a related question to that. I think all the people, in fact, there are a lot of asset owners also on the call. People are, asking, what do you think will happen to pricing? Like, to recover, should they reduce pricing? Should they keep it same? How much should they reduce, if at all?
Right. Apurva, I think again, let me first see. Oyo operates on Oyo's pricing algorithm operates on a machine learning platform, right? Where there are a lot of micro optimization which happens on an everyday basis, right? Through this, we arrive at an optimal price, which we feel will be most affordable for the consumer, as well as provides maximum yield per room to our partners, right? In a post-COVID world, I think two major philosophies are through which the revenue management team at Oyo are working on. One is basically a dynamic and a self-adjusting forecast, right? Very important because again, pre-COVID times and post-COVID times, nobody knows how the curve will act, right? So taking into account external factors as well as your internal factors is critical in this. The second part is elasticity, and test and learn approach on that. So the elasticity data which you had in the pre-COVID world, again, unfortunately, all of that currently goes for a toss. So it needs to be rebuilt, and based on that, you need to come up with your pricing algorithm. But cutting out of this, and I think from what we even learned from SARS and this, I think there would be pricing pressure in the next 2 to 3 quarters because the supply ramp up will be much faster than the demand ramp up. Only after, and this again at a segment level from budget, luxury and others, I feel after 2 to 3 quarters, we will start seeing the pricing again going back to the pre-COVID level.
Would it be fair to say that you're still looking at onboarding supply and?
Yeah, Apurva, I think we are looking to onboard supply. Globally, we have a very strong team, and Oyo partners are one of our strongest, bedrock of success. So we are looking to add supplies, but again, selectively depending on the segments where we feel the recovery will be fastest. So again, right, focus more around business cities, focus more around cities which we feel will show the fastest recovery.
So that's a very good segue into partners. So, I would love for you to share with the audience, what is Oyo doing to help partners to sustain through this crisis, and some of the interesting initiatives which I'm familiar with because, of course, RateGain and Oyo are partners, is OyoCast and Partners for Good. So, would love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah. So again, Apurva, like I said, when Oyo started, it started with the first property in Gurgaon. And partners have played one of the key roles in Oyo succeeding, right? So as soon as we understood that the COVID situation is going to hit us hard in India as well, one of the first thing we did was start engaging with our partners during these times, right? So a lot of Zoom meetings, WhatsApp calls, and so on happened to basically understand their expectation during these times, also to apprise them about the latest market situations and consumer trends, right? Once that initial engagement and communication network was set up, Oyo looked at top 3-4 products for partners, right? One of course is, like I talked about, zero touch SOP along with sanitized stay, right? And highlighting that importance to our partners, that this is something what consumers are asking for, and delivery of that will ensure faster recovery. Secondly, this also led to our ops team training hotel staff on importance of hygiene and cleanliness, how to do sanitization and so on, right? So that exercise was running all the time. The second is, like I talked about, and this is not just short term, longer term as well, Apurva, is that the physical connect will be tough, right? And this is at a global scale. So we have come up with a remote onboarding platform where instead of doing business development meeting, of course we love to meet, but in the current context, we have set up that platform where we can onboard owners directly. But one of the key asks of the owners has been that what is Oyo doing to bring demand back, right? And I feel
that's the biggest value.
And I feel that is our biggest value. So Oyo wants to leverage its relationship with top OTAs, GDS, offline players, and our own brands itself to bring about a faster recovery, right? So once the situation comes out, you will see us being very aggressive in, and we'll invest in campaigns across OTAs, across brands to give owners a faster recovery.
So, Gaurav, do you see that post-COVID, the distribution landscape for you will change? I know Oyo is largely a direct-to-consumer company, and your booking in your app are what your customers swear by, and that's largely. Do you think that will change? OTA mix will increase?
So, for India, so there are global answers, right? So for India, because we started in India. For India, our brand reach is already pretty high, right? And globally, we are setting up shops, in different countries, so there's different phases, right? But Oyo has always believed that there is enough demand to go around, right? And with our appetite to grow, I think demand is always a lagging metric, right, compared to supply, right? Therefore, Oyo has always followed an omni-channel approach where we work very closely with GDSs, have strategic tie-ups with top OTAs globally, and of course have a set of offline and online brand channels, right? And I feel that approach will continue. During these times, we need to ensure that not just this additional distribution channels should be opened up for our partners to give them as much demand as possible. Right. So interesting things like Google My Business, right? That is something which is, it is great, but it is still not completely utilized by all the partners. Oyo is utilizing them and utilizing it in, trying to get demand through that channel. And there are multiple other long tail OTAs and so on.
Very, very interesting, Gaurav. First time I'm hearing about Google My Business being used for demand generation. So that's good learning for me. So Gaurav, this is not only a business crisis. In some way, it's also a very humanitarian crisis. So what are the steps which you and the Oyo leadership team is taking to keep the internal employees and stakeholders motivated during these tough times?
Yeah. So I think, Apurva, it is tough times for everyone, right? And especially for a company like Oyo, which we feel it's a human company. We have Oyopreneurs globally. Working from home is again not easy, right? So I think, and we were lucky from getting some experience from China, and hence we were able to take a lot of learnings from our Chinese counterpart in understanding how they adapted to the COVID situation. But one of the key things which we did was, again, maintain a high level of engagement with our employees. Right. Our human resource team was innovative enough to launch multiple initiatives like Skip Level Connect, Virtual Family Day, and so on, so that this actually allowed Oyopreneurs to connect with the leaders and keep up with an open door policy and a flat structure which Oyo wants to operate at, right? So I think that is one of the key things we started. The second thing which we got a lot of ask and when we did surveys internally has been that how can Oyo upskill Oyopreneurs, right? So again, what we did was we started something called an Oyoversity, where employees instead of wasting their time during in commute can now get upskill webinars and lessons on data science, on analytics, and so on, right? So I think that is also has helped keep the morale high. Thirdly, as we are looking to open up, right, health and safety again for our employee becomes very critical. Our offices have been designed to ensure there is collaboration and there is an open space which is already there, right? But now in a post-COVID world, we will do all the necessary safety steps required to ensure that our employees as well as clients are safe, right? So these are the three things which mostly Apurva we have been doing, but at an overall level. But I think the biggest has been very small things like that. Whenever you are doing a Zoom call, try and do a video call, right? It helps in connect. So yeah.
So Gaurav, Oyo has had a very deep rooted culture of innovation. So right from the young Ritesh starting the company to all of you coming on board, and you refer to Oyo employees as Oyopreneurs, which is Oyo plus entrepreneurs. So what are some of the new innovations happening in Oyo? And how do you instill this innovation within the company's org and culture as the company grows? And you suddenly end up taking a lot of people from different companies, which might not have had innovation so deeply rooted inside their culture.
Yeah. Apurva, again, let me answer this in the best I can, right? I think innovation has always been at the heart of what Oyo stands for, right? And I think it's led by Ritesh. And I think innovation not just for the sake of trying to do something else. It is more to solve problems at a first principle basis. In most of the cases, what we have understood is consumer surveys, partner surveys, employee surveys. They throw up a lot of interesting facts to understand why partners are choosing us or why partners are not happy with us, why consumers are choosing us, why our conversions are low. Once we understand that, I think solution becomes an easier exercise. Right. COVID has thrown a lot of challenges, and like I talked about, when we did consumer survey globally, we saw that one of the use cases which was coming up, Apurva, was long stay, especially in parts of US, UK, LATAM. And then we dig in deeper, we saw that actually the percentage of longer stay, and longer stay means consumers who are booked for more than 5 days, have actually more than tripled up from a pre-COVID to a post-COVID world, right? And that is where we said that, okay, this has become a key ask for the consumer. How can Oyo come up with a product which will give consumers a completely different experience, right? And a specific product for a long stay, which is something which the company is working on, right? Similarly, like we talked about, the voucher came into play, right? Where we felt that, okay, if there are no transaction happening now, how can I ensure that consumers are still interactive on my platform and I still get cash flow for the future months? Right. Similarly, one of the key things we feel with innovation is also just learning from different markets, right? So EMI option is a big option in Brazil, actually, right?
Wow.
So it is actually, of all the online transaction happening on our platform, close to 70% happens on through EMI. Right.
Wow.
And through that, we basically said that if that is working in Brazil, why should it not work for other, developing countries? And that's where we are launching it in other parts. Right. And the same goes for the partners as well. Like we talked about, remote onboarding platform, completely different. It gave us also this time. It also gave us time to, improve all our UI UX, focus on partner interaction. So I think a lot of internal processes also built during these COVID.
So Gaurav, your vacation rental product in Europe is quite a hit. So,
Yeah.
and in India also, there is this whole bunch of people like consultants and all who go and stay at service apartments. Do you see this whole long-term Oyo home kind of product or vacation rentals increasing in your market?
Yeah. So, firstly, you should go and visit, right? It's in one of those wonderful places, right? But vacation rental is a very different asset class, right? I don't even count it as a hotel and a home, right? It is, this asset class has actually helped us currently bounce back better, right? What we are seeing, right, in Europe specifically is after the COVID cases, plateauing out in especially Germany, France, Italy, Spain, right, and these four geographies, what we have seen is almost a 200% increase in booking from April to May. Consumers, when we talk to consumers, why they are choosing vacation rentals, it is they believe that they are much more secluded. You get a private space, and hence, it gives them more comfort than staying in a crowded hotel, right? So that is one of the plus points of vacation rental. Currently speaking, Apurva, with still we are in the phase of recovery. I think Europe is where we are focusing in terms of vacation rental. Southeast Asia, India are currently not on horizon.
And what about homes? Because you have this product which has kitchenette and
yeah.
I think that's something which you see picking up faster because of people preferring not to eat out while they're traveling. And
yeah, see, we already have a decent supply of homes in India. I do not remember the exact number currently. So, but we have enough supply. So I think the initial focus will be to see how we see the product shaping up in a post-COVID world. But that's the whole point, right? Our asset acquisition team will look at acquiring any asset which we see a faster recovery, right? And I feel the homes is a big segment specifically in India.
So Gaurav, there are all these sensationalist articles which media is publishing about supply destruction in the hospitality industry in the next 2 years. So do you expect a lot of hotels to come back to your network post-COVID scenario? And or do you think some hotels will permanently exit and that figure will be as high as 30%?
So Apurva, from what we are hearing, right, initially, and again, this is just my view, Indian hotel industry, especially in the budget segment, is a very, very lessee dependent segment as well, right? And the COVID is going to impact these individual entrepreneurs in a different way. So I think there would be a change in landscape. Difficult to predict how. I feel Oyo is placed perfectly to work closely with asset partners. And I feel, again, there is a lot of demand in the market, and there is enough supply in the market as well, right? So I feel that Oyo will, bounce back stronger, and we will see pre-COVID numbers in next 9 to 12 months.
Fantastic, Gaurav, and all our wishes are with you on bouncing back fast and getting back to pre-COVID. Yeah. So Gaurav, you have this beautiful concept called Townhouse, and I've been fortunate enough to stay in some of those. How is that? Is that it's really premium? It's very nice. What's your view on that going to expand? For many of us corporate travelers, that's a great place to stay.
Yeah. Suppose I think, Townhouse is a product for millennials, right? It's a boutique kind of product for us. There the occupancies are pretty high, in 85+% down the year. Right? I feel that once the market opens up, we will again see a faster recovery in this segment compared to other segments, just from the fact that it is affordable in terms with the service it provides. Right? Though it is expensive than my budget segment, but it is still in its asset class, it is very, very competitively priced. We see a lot of corporate and B2B business coming into this segment. So with the economy opening up, I feel this segment should see a growth. I think supply acquisition in this segment takes a little longer time, just with control on quality and the time it takes to onboard. But I think, like I said, right, every asset class is we are very keen to grow, depending on how the recovery looks like.
I have always known Oyo for giving back to society also, and it's a company with a heart. So what are some of the different CSR activities that Oyo has carried out during this crisis? So I've heard of some like Donate a Night and Heroes of Oyo, but if you could share with the audience some of the CSR activities, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. Again, I think, during pandemic of such scale and, magnitude, right? A lot of individuals and multiple enterprises in India have stepped up and did their bit for society, right? And it was actually very heartening to see how the overall corporate world came up, during this pandemic. Oyo also, did multiple initiatives in its bid to, give back to the society. I think one of the first things we started was we engaged with close to 15 plus embassies to ensure that the tourists who are stranded across the country are given a space. And secondly, globally also we came up with free room nights for healthcare workers, which also got recognized by US President's office. Right. Third, with government's Vande Bharat mission, right? We are always providing affordable housing to all the Indians coming back. Right. Along with that, our Oyopreneurs came up with a unique crowdfunding idea, Donate a Night, where consumers can donate a night for any health worker globally, and that got a lot of traction. Just in the last 4 days, we actually started a food drive, right? Where where we are almost in more than 10 cities. We are working closely with Jagorani, Live and Give, and a couple of other NGOs to provide nutritious meals for people who are in need. Right. So I think we are trying to do our bit, but there's always more we can do.
Thank you, Gaurav, and I hope that inspires many people on the call to do their bit. Gaurav, I wanted to understand, would it be right to say not 100% of Oyo hotels provide food, or is that incorrect and almost all provide food?
So not every hotel provides food, Apurva. Some hotels provide food. I think difficult to point out a number, but it is as an amenities which is provided. But breakfast, every hotel provides breakfast.
And do you see that, gradually you will lead to either some kind of packaged food or through a cloud kitchen? Do you think, because people would not prefer to eat out when they stay in hotels, do you think that business will increase? And
yeah, Purva. I think this is very interesting. I think this is something which we are closely following up. Currently not, have a very clear plan on this, but we identify this as one of the asks which the consumers will have in a post-COVID world.
Thank you, Gaurav. What strikes me is you're absolutely brutal, frank, honest, straight shooter. So that's amazing. So now is the fun part of the conversation, and then we'll open for Q&A. So Gaurav, I'm going to ask you a bunch of surprise questions, and you can tell me what is the first thing which comes to your mind, very authentically without really thinking. So Gaurav, winning a Wimbledon, playing in a cricket World Cup final, or playing a squash match with a world champion, which one would you choose?
Again, Apurva, Cricket World Cup happens once in every 4 years. And I think everyone vividly, not everyone clearly remembers 2011 World Cup. So I think winning the World Cup is, of course, at the top. Right? Secondly, followed by Wimbledon. And I think squash, of course, on a personal level, I love playing squash, but Wimbledon has its own history.
Completely. I think we have all grown up seeing Boris Becker and all these people win. And
yeah.
So Gaurav, we both are in travel and hospitality, and I love traveling. I'm sure you do. So what's your idea of a long weekend holiday? Would it be like playing golf at a resort, or visiting a city with an art museum, or partying hard in a place like, say, Goa or Phuket?
Yeah. So again, Purva, I'm not a golf guy, right? I have tried it a couple of times, but I keep slicing the ball. And very clearly not an art guy as well. Out of these three, of course, I think partying would be ideal, but a relaxed weekend with friends or family at the beach, I think that is the ideal weekend.
So next question, Gaurav, is what's your favorite beverage? And if you're given water, wine, a coffee, or a smoothie?
So I think you choose what I do not drink other than water, right? Not an espresso.
So you can change. You can have in this question, you can go for your own option.
Yeah, Tapurva, I will say that I think a green tea is here. So a green tea in a day, and maybe a chilled beer in the evening. But those are the top two.
Perfect. So Gaurav, are you a night owl or an early riser, or is it more like round the clock?
No, of course, not round the clock. Currently, at least. Depends on weekdays. I try to be an early riser. Weekend, more likely a night owl, and try to sleeping late.
So Gaurav, I don't know if you enjoy reading, but if you do, is there any book which you really have liked and which has just stuck into your mind as, kya bola hai and amazing baat hai and yaad rahegi?
I've in the COVID times, I got back my love for reading. I follow NBA very closely actually, and one of the greatest player of all time, Kobe Bryant, passed away, and so I was reading his autobiography, Mamba Mentality, and it was very very good read. It talks about his hard work and his focus on his skill. So it's a good learning for all of us.
Completely. In fact, I was also watching this on Netflix, which is about Michael Jordan and the amount of hard work. And I'm also a big NBA follower, so that's another thing which we have in common, Gaurav.
Nice.
Which is the most interesting hotel, homestay, resort, place you've stayed in?
So, Apurva, I'm mostly a beach guy. I think 3 years back, we went to Bali, and we stayed at one of the islands which are far away from Bali, Gili Island. And there is a hotel, I don't remember the name now. It's nearby, just on the beach. Tax One. I think Barefoot Resort in Havelock is also very awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah. So mostly away from the crowd.
So Gaurav, their occupancy just went up by your referral. So, what is one advice which you have received from a mentor, somebody senior, or a friend, or relatives, parents, which has always stayed with you? What is that advice, and from whom?
Yeah, so I think a couple of them. Firstly, my dad gave me an advice: don't be a doctor. So he was a doctor, so he said, no, don't be a doctor. So I think that was firstly helpful. Secondly, I think I worked with some of the best managers across, right? Ritesh, Aditya, Rohit, and so on. And I think one of the things has been listen, take feedback, improve, right? And I think if that approach is there, it's very helpful. I think uh, that has been some of the best advice I've received.
So, I'm amazed that Oyo constantly attracts such amazing talent. And we, of course, work very closely with you. The talent bench in Oyo runs very deep. So you can do 5 clicks and you will still find amazingly motivated, driven, sharp, ambitious people. So what is your hiring hack? You must be doing a lot of hiring. So what do you really look for?
I think we have been very lucky to have the right employees join us at the right time. I think what I look for is the impact and the passion which the guy has. The passion to create an impact, right? If I see that, I think that immediately feels like a success mantra to it. Secondly, I think a guy who's not afraid to share his views. I think that is also very important, specifically at a leadership position.
Absolutely. Very, very important. And I think we can both learn from this advice. So, what is the best gift you've ever received, which you've been like, oh my God, whatever can be shared? And what is the most weirdest gift you've received?
Yeah. So I think I'll start with the weirdest gift. My house is full of lamps, right? And in most of the parties we have had, a lot of my friends have gifted me lamps. Now I do not have space to put it, right? So that's one. I think the best gift, my wife gives me some of the best gifts. She knows what I should have, but I do not keep buying, and I keep on delaying. So she got me Kindle, right, and which which has been very it's reinvented the love for reading, so that has been good.
Completely, it's an amazing gift to have, and such a blessing.
Yeah,
I know when I was traveling, I would carry paper books around, so it was very hard for me to get.
Yeah. And I think with the paper book, you can read one at a time, right? With Kindle, you can do
flip and exactly.
Yeah.
Gaurav, are you a pets person? Do you have any pets?
No, I do not have a pet. We are debating to get a dog.
Right. Very nice. I can possibly give you some recommendations later.
Yeah, I'll connect.
Now we'll open for Q&A, and there are some amazing questions which we are getting from people. So the first one is, would Oyo pass on additional costs because there would be new expenses like sanitization, maybe automation to reduce the chances of any kind of hygienic mishaps? So would this be passed on to your guests and travelers?
Yeah. So, Apurva, see, we have a very inclusive pricing strategy, right? And we have felt that is the best strategy to improve the conversion at our platform, right? So depending on the pricing elasticity, right, we will look at optimizing for the price, right? I think the initial focus, Apurva, would definitely be to get as much consumer in on Oyo's platform and into the hotel owners rooms as possible. I think on the pricing side, that is where which is clearly dependent on demand elasticity.
Thank you, Gaurav. So another question is on, do you think OTAs will give a lot of discounts on Oyo product to restart demand? The price wars will be back.
Yeah, I think I hope they do that, right? But I will also be realistic about how the industry looks at it. I think it depends on. I think nobody wants to invest against the curve. I think that's critical. So once we start seeing the curve moving the right direction, then I think we will see investment both by Oyo is very keen to invest. Oyo will definitely keep on investing. I also feel that top OTAs globally will also invest.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Gaurav, do you think there is scope for, you have also bought some assets. I remember reading that you bought an asset in Jaipur. So
Yeah.
do you think that model will also gradually increase, and what was the rationale behind that model?
Yeah. So, Apurva, I think one of the, what we see benefit with acquisition of these hotels has been that, I think firstly, the unit economics made sense. Secondly, Oyo get a lot of consumers on our OS platform, right? So as soon as we move those customers to these assets, right, these assets unit economics improves drastically, right? And that has been one of our strategy to look at. I think in a post-COVID world, we will keep on looking at possible, assets, and if opportunity arise, we will keep on looking. We'll keep on acquiring.
Sure, fair enough. Gaurav. So we are nearly out of time. Any last questions? Anybody who wants to ask Gaurav anything? Okay. So one more question. So when do you think Oyo will start getting back its employees to office, and how are you looking at that?
Yeah. So, Apurva, we have already started getting some of the employees back, right? Our top management has already started working from the 1st of June itself. I think we will follow closely on the government, norms, right? And depending once the government gives a go ahead, we will more than happily, want to see the faces of Oyo from us. I think it may take a month or two. But in a couple of months, I think we should be able to have everyone back in.
Excellent. So we're nearly out of time, Gaurav. So I wanted to thank you for being an amazing guest and really showing us a glimpse into your world, into Oyo's world, sharing how you think about health, safety, hygiene, recovery, some amazing glimpses of your personality. And I have really been fortunate that we work together, and I'm hoping for a long friendship and relationship. So thank you so much, Gaurav, and have a fantastic week.
Yeah, thank you, Abu, for inviting me. Lot of tough questions you have asked. Interesting to connect, right? And let's connect offline as well.
Absolutely, and I'm sure you will make it equal on the squash court with me.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and stay blessed, stay happy. And we always say that postpone, don't cancel. Please start traveling. The world needs it.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining.